Our intuition, it does not lie you. There is that small voice that will tell you, babe, don't you want to take your time and do this step? This one that you're rushing this thing, you will do it again. No, but no, me, I will not listen. So please don't rush it. It will be worth your while if you just take your time actually working on the garment the right way that it should be done. What's up, K-Divas, and welcome back to another video. My name is Priscilla. If this is your first time seeing me, and on Kim Day we talk about all things fashion, design, and the reality of running a fashion business in this day and age. If you haven't subscribed and joined the K-Divas fam already, make sure to click the subscribe button down below and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Now, I'm someone who enjoys making my own clothes, and I just find that if I have a special occasion and I want to wear something that would stand out, I would rather make it myself. But if you're someone who makes your clothes, you definitely are familiar with the struggle of getting the finishing of your garments right. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing 6 tips that would help to improve the overall finish of your next home sewing project, or your next fashion school project, or the next thing that you're about to create. So whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or someone more advanced, make sure to keep on watching. Share any other tips you would have down below in the comment section. So let's all learn and thrive together. Quick store update. I just wanted to let you guys know that there are fresh Ankara bundles on the store. Each bundle is 6 yards each, and you can shop this from wherever you are in the world. Worldwide shipping is available, and there's only one of each bundle available on the shop. I'm going to leave a link down below so you can check it out for yourself. And with that out of the way, let's get back into the video. There is nothing like practicing something or a style or a design that you haven't tried before. You're not a machine. I'm not a machine. It is almost impossible to get something perfectly the first time, except you're lucky, or maybe you're just very meticulous. So I always recommend practicing a detail, a design, a silhouette first before committing in your final fabric. I'm a huge fan of actually making samples, tours, or prototypes, depending on what you call it. Basically just making a cheap, inexpensive version of that detail before you make it in your real fabric, because that way you're able to make your mistakes safely without worrying that, oh, this is a client's work, I'm going to mess up the fabric. Just make that mistake, practice it out, and then take note of what went wrong. So when you try that again, you can correct those mistakes the second or the third time you are trying that out. Practice is a great way to improve your skills. If you're not even sure of where to start or how to start, check out Sewing Blog. There's so many sewing tutorials online. There's Kim Dave on my channel. We try and share tips, tutorials, all things that would help you improve your sewing. There are a lot of like sewing content creators online. I love Style by Reme, I love HN Clothing, The Only Choma, Daniela Taboys, I am with Wendy, Calipra. So many different creators. You can just choose one that, you know, creates in a style and in a way that you understand and works for you. Number 2 is to try and get the right tools for the project you are working on. You don't have to invest in the most expensive tool, because I got the question yesterday of, do I need to get an overlocker, or do I need to get a serger, or do I need to get this machine or that machine? And I would say you don't need to get the most expensive things starting out. Just get the right things that you actually need. Now, if you're someone who is going to be making sewing patterns and then constructing your garment, you need to invest in a good array of tools like your rulers, your scissors, your pens, your eraser, your tracing wheel, your rotary cutter. All these tools that will make the whole process of creating a lot more seamless for you. That way, as you're going into the project, you know you have everything you need to actually ensure that you create a garment that you're happy with. I also believe in pressing seams open, pressing your fabric before and after you're done with the project. It just improves the overall finish of the garment. The next point is to slow down and take your time with the process of creating a garment. And I'm speaking to myself in this one because I'm not a very patient person. There are so many mistakes that I would have avoided if I had just taken a moment to just think and take my time on that particular step, and I would have just saved that entire project. If you know a project is going to take you longer, or if this is something that you are doing as a side hustle on top of your full-time job, don't rush it. Believe me, there are mistakes that you will make that you'll be able to salvage, and there are mistakes that you'll make that you will just have to start all over again. So if you're working on the project and you're not really sure how to finish a particular detail, pause, stop, go and research and find out how to actually do it properly rather than just winging it, and then you end up with an outcome that you are not happy with. I have a life example that I will share. I was working on my first bridal gown, okay? There was a particular part of the gown that I knew. You know what? There are some parts of your speech will just tell you that I should actually wait to. I should take my time with this part about like, oh, I want to do this sharp, 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 quick, so I can jump to the next project that I had like waiting for me. Lo and behold, I rushed that thing. The person came for the fitting, and that was the first thing she noted that I don't like how you did this part, please do it again. And that was just a mistake I would have avoided if I just taken my time to say, okay, don't come for the fitting tomorrow, please come the day after, so I can actually do this properly and we can save each other's time. So sometimes it's just best to just take your time and do a project or a particular step rather than just do it sharp, quick, and you end up wasting even more time because you now have to do it again. Our intuition, it does not lie you. There is that small voice that will tell you, babe, don't you want to take your time and do this step? This one that you're rushing this thing, you will do it again. No, but no, me, I will not listen. So please don't rush it. It will be worth your while if you just take your time actually working on the garment the right way that it should be done. Let us not overlook the importance of using high quality materials and notions. I do not mean the most expensive materials and notion. High quality, there is a difference. A very good example of this is zips. You know, there are some zips that are cheap, cheerful, it will get your project done, but you know for a fact that once you put that zip in that dress, by the third time you are using that zip, it will break or the head will come off. Why not just save yourself the headache? And when you're buying that zip, ask for, please give me the YKK zip, because that's a brand that's known for doing good zips, and invest that extra 2 pence or that extra 200 naira, so you buy that zip that is a higher quality and you end up wearing the garment for longer. Because there's this stereotype around homemade or me-made garments that they just have that look of, oh, this was made in somebody's kitchen or this was made in someone's basement. There are ways that we can work around that to arrive at a finish that is more professional and would make the garment last longer. Tip number 5 is to try out different finishing techniques. There's so many ways you can finish the hemline of a dress, for example. And I remember making like a reel about this. Then you can do the rolled hem, bias tape, you can do a crinkle hem, you can overlock it, you can do a blind stitch. Try and find out different techniques that you can use to finish your garment if you are just used to doing that only one roll and stitch method. Because from you learning new techniques, you can now apply that onto your project and you might just come out with a finish that is a lot more neater, a lot more professional. I say innovation is something that you need to keep doing, you need to keep learning, you need to keep informing yourself. I, for one, I would say that this year I've taken it upon myself to try out, the right needles for making garments, different hem techniques. If I have to, do hand stitching at some point, what would that additional new technique I've learned, how would that affect the quality of the work that I'm producing? That extra time that I'm going to take off and just say, okay, you know what, today I'm just going to watch videos about how to properly press your garment, or how to properly insert a sleeve, or how to, wash and maintain silk or linen. All this information that on a normal day we'll just be like, we'll see, we'll go rugged them anyhow, we'll just do it as long as the cloth is wearable. If you have the time, research and find out more techniques to finish your garments, to assemble your garments. That way you are informing yourself. So when it's actually time to work on a new project, you have more information in your fingertips to ensure that you arrive at an outcome that you are actually proud of. The final tip I will share is to plan out your construction process. This I always recommend if you can. You don't even have to know how to draw. I don't know how to draw. Sketch out your garments and then break it down. Physically draw out the parts of the garments that you are going to cut, and think about how you are going to join everything together, because there are certain ways you put a garment together that it will just look a lot nicer and a lot more put together compared to another way that might be quick, might be more snappy, but at the end you find the sleeve looks one kind or the hem is a bit wonky. So take out your time to actually plan out your design. Where are you going to put your zip? Where is your button going to sit? Where is your waistband going to be? How are you going to hem your garment? Physically write down those things, because it will just make the process a lot clearer in your mind if you write it down. At least that works for me. I find that once I plan out my design like that, I feel less anxious going into a project, because I have a better idea of how the whole process actually works from beginning to end, from the pattern to the fastenings, which is like zip or buttons, to how I'm going to add the waistband, how I'm going to hem it. If this is something that I need to cut the hemline, let it hang overnight, because there are certain hemlines that you need to, like a circular hemline for example, you actually need to cut it, let it hang overnight, and let the natural grain of the fabric drop before you go into hem. That's something I actually learned when I went to the pleating studio. So plan out your designs if you can. It is totally worth the extra time, especially if you're someone who is making for other people to wear. I do believe that practice and experience is something that you gather with the more projects that you do. You will not just drop from heaven and know how to do everything. The more you try out more different type of garments, different type of finishing techniques and tools, you're also informing yourself as well. If you have any more tips on how we can improve the overall finish of our homemade, me-made, fashion school made projects, leave them down in the comment section down below. As usual, let's learn and thrive together. If you enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up. I'm in a different space because I'm on holiday, but this video just dropped in my heart and I thought to just share it with you guys, and I hope you find it. Hey, English is hard. I hope you found it useful. With that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, have a good morning, afternoon and evening wherever you are. Bye.
I know the next morning when the sun goes up, it might be the last day of you